Let's start with conspiracy of silence. Means a general agreement to keep silent about a subject for the purpose of secrecy. Next, conspiracy theory is a belief that an unpleasant event or situation is a result of a secret plan made by powerful people. Next, conspire against something. Also, conspire to do something means if events or conditions conspire against something or conspire to do something, they combine in such a way that they spoil your plans. For example, the weather had conspired to ruin their day out. Also, had planned a romantic eating together, but circumstances conspired against it. Friends arrived unexpectedly and then Dave was caught out to an emergency. Next, filthy rich means extremely rich. Filthy dirty means extremely dirty. Yeah, they are informal phrase. Next, into infinity means into a point which is so far away that it cannot be reached. It's a figurative express. For example, the mountain range stretched away into infinity. Next, invalid somebody out means if you invalid out of a job, especially a military job, you are forced to leave because of injury or illness. Next, in perpetuity means in a state of confusion or a complicated and difficult situation or things. For example, by the way, it's a formal. Oh, I'm sorry. It means forever. In perpetuity means forever. It's a formal express. Next is an idiom. Hold somebody to ransom. Ransom means to force someone to do something by putting them in a situation while something bad will happen if they do not. For example, the government says it is being held to ransom by the actions of terrorist groups. For example, no, that's no example. Next, somebody's eyes are bigger than their belly or stomach. It's a humorous express, something that you say when someone has taken more food than they can eat. Next, have an eye for something. Means to be good at noticing a particular type of thing. For example, she has an eye for detail. Next, have your eye on something means to have something that you want and intend to get. For example, she has had her eye on a bike for some time. Next, have an eye to or for. The main chance is mainly used in UK, means someone who has an eye to or for the main chance is always ready to use a situation to their own advantage. Next, have eyes in back of your head means to know everything that is happening around you. For example, parents of young children need to have eyes in the back of their heads. Next, in somebody's eyes means in somebody's opinion. For example, and although she was probably just an ordinary looking kid, in my eyes she was the most beautiful child on the face of the planet. Keep your eye in. The UK Express to continue to be good at a sport or other activity by practicing it. For example, I try to play regularly to keep my eye in. Next, keep an eye on something or keep your eye on something means to watch or look after something or someone. For example, will you keep your eye on my suitcase while I go to get the ticket? It can also be said as keep your or an eye out for something, and it's an informal express, means to watch carefully for someone or something to appear. For example, keep your eye out for signposts to Yosemite. Next, keep your eye on the board means to give your attention to what you are doing at the time. For example, you have to keep your eye on the board in business. Next, keep your eyes peeled or scanned means to watch carefully for someone or something. For example, keep your eyes peeled for Polly and Machine